So welcome to another video update. Welcome to AlgomoneyFest. We are going to make this streaming live. I'm going to check you with all the market recap for today. Yes, welcome. Now we're going to talk to you about what happened. Let's check here. Yes, and we are going to show you quickly and fast all this happening in the week. And let's check here. We warn about the Bitcoin highs. With this video, big fishes in the crypto market. Bitcoin. Check the live transmission January 28. We warn about Bitcoin going to 57k. That's exactly what happened. Here we warn about on January 28, 57k was the target, and it happened 20 days in advance. We also warned in advance about the silver with the silver fever slayer, who warned about the coming crash in silver for all the Reddit people. With a live concert, we were playing the coffee meme music, and it happened. So this video was live transmission February 28, and bang, we made a live concert there, live transmission February, warning people not to buy silver. At that time they were talking about the silver shortage. The bullion dealer cartel and other guys and the silver gurus were promising the sky with silver, and that's what the warning came February 28, and bang, silver crashed. Just a promise. In this channel we always tell you the truth, and lately this Monday we were warning to all the Wall Street silver people in Reddit to buy silver in advance for the NFP, the non-pay on payrolls, the employment data that came today in the United States that provided with a quick profit for all of them. And this was my latest thread there. We were talking about silver was going to go up for a quick profit, and this is one of the tweets we sent on September 1, warning that silver was going to go with quick movement bullish, and that's what happened today. So this is the warning we gave on August 30. We warned about much of other stuff, and we recommended to get out because this is a quick profit, and it was made for today for the people following this channel. And we warned about the Doge crash in July 6, and it crashed as promised, and then had an amazing bounce, and it went up. Okay, but we warn in advance. This is another of the videos, and you can check all in the website AlgomoneyFest.com. And we're also talking about COVID and other stuff, and now we're going to make this quick market recap. And let's continue with the fact that there are very important things happening. This is one of the important tweets sent by one Mark Moss today, and he found a fidelity investment model that tracks the amount of cell phone users with the amount of wallets with $1 and the evolution of Bitcoin. So this is our projections made by the S-curve growth model, the growth model of mobile users per 100 people, the amount of BTC addresses with account balance over $1, and the price of Bitcoin. This model is very interesting, and they are modeling a future of higher Bitcoin prices. So crude oil not sure detected. So before the NFP data, we warned 7 minutes before the NFP, the employment data, that something was wrong with the crude oil market. We detected, and we sent the tweet because crude oil was going down with a gap. Crude oil WTI went with a gap down, and this was very strange movement, and there was a very important signal that something was wrong with the price of crude oil. The price of crude oil was sending a weird signal, and we want that in advance to the market. As you see, a few moments later, this is the place of the signal, and it went down again. Crude oil is sending a mixed signal, not matching the precious metal market, which was strong but respecting important resistance levels in the case of gold. And we warned about that 2 hours later of the price of the NFP announcement, the non-farm payrolls, the shop data in the United States, and this important gap in the crude oil market today, one that it was a short opportunity, and it went even lower, up down to 69. Other important tweet was by Olger, which is a German-based analyst, very good analyst, and he's pointed out very important stuff about the ECB balance sheet. The ECB balance sheet is completely destroyed. We are talking about the European Central Bank. It's completely destroyed, and now they hold on the balance 80% debt, and this is the 80% of GDP. It means that the ECB is loaded with bonds up to 80% of the global economic European Union GDP. This is the same path that Argentina's central bank moved and did in a few years ago. This is monetizing debt, or MMT as they say now, and it's a very dangerous situation. The MMT are different ideas, but this is completely dangerous. It means that the ECB is out of control, and this could add pressure. This could add pressure on the euro and move the US dollar even higher. This means that inflation could go up, but the use of the US dollar from international point of view could also go up in the coming months ahead. So the Eurozone GDP is completely at risk of the level of higher inflation, and a central bank in Europe that is completely cornered. This means that we have inflationary pressures in Europe, and the euro will be more pressured by this level of debt and other causalities than the US dollar. So I'm showing you now that this is what Argentina did in the past. This is the amount of debt as a percentage of GDP, and we already walked that path, and this path takes you to inflation. It's a very dangerous game the European Central Bank is playing, and it's completely cornered. One of the new warnings we are receiving now is the Michael Burry, the Big Short analyst, the Big Short genius of that movie. He's warning about a great stock market bubble and a big crash. He believes that deflation is coming. He's betting against all the high-tech companies, the category good companies, the ARK ETF, and he's betting against the T-bonds, the treasury bonds. He believes the interest rates in the United States are going to go way up to the levels of 2% and higher. This is a very risky bet, but the truth is that he's also betting against all the cryptocurrency market because he warns about the amount of leverage in the system, which is a great mystery, the amount of real leverage in the system. So now we have one of the genius betting against the market, and he's right in the thing that the amount of leverage is way too high. So we have inflationary pressures mixed with the amount of leverage that could cancel for a short term or for a quick movement the inflationary trends. So stay calm, understand that we are going to see extreme volatility to both sides. You have to pick the market correctly and stay completely flexible for what is to come ahead. So other things that we are seeing is that the COVID charts are warning that we may see, even though we have a massive global vaccination campaign, the amount of deaths from the lows has increased globally. The case of Israel is the most interesting. This is the database of them, and I downloaded the vaccination levels in Israel, and everything is exploding now in Israel. This is the amount of population that received the third dose in Israel. So they gave vaccinations to all ages. 2 million received 2 million, or 25% of population received a third dose, and now they are having a massive infection explosion, but the levels of deaths are under control. Other countries have similar levels of vaccinations and nothing is happening so far. But we are checking that some countries are increasing the levels of new deaths and new infection levels, so stay alert, because crude oil maybe is pricing new lockdowns, or maybe the Delta variant is going to push a bit the economy at risk and create more of that, the risk of environment we saw last year. So this is it. Now we are going to see that France also is experiencing new levels and giving signal that maybe France is next with Israel. And if you want to download the information from Israel, you just go to this website, data.gov.il, and you can download with all the data sets you want. Europe went 60% Pfizer. This is all the data I have for now. COVID is exploding in the United States, in Hawaii, in Florida, and maybe death will follow later. The level of vaccinated people is lower than Israel, so they have a lot to go. But the signals are giving us that we must be concerned about what is going to happen with the Delta variant. If you check the price of gold went up, and it was surprisingly up, but it didn't went above the 1830 level, which was a key level. Silver is also sending some signals of strength, but so far the strength is not that strong. So gold I recommend caution here, because gold is testing this 1830 level, and this area is being tested while crude oil is going down all the session of today. So I warned about crude oil live on Twitter that something was wrong here when I saw that crude oil made this gap, and then I warned around here that crude oil was being sold, and this trader who pushed the price of crude oil with a gap was completely correct and sending the different signal that we had with silver, or we had with gold. So gold and silver are in the best month of the year, September. So I was expecting a reaction so far, and I warned about this reaction last Monday, that today was going to be a great day, and I warned that on Reddit. As you see, you can check Reddit, my feed on Reddit, warning on the apes there on my fellow apes that silver was going to go up today. So I warned them in advance, and I warned them in advance as I said that silver was going to crash on February. So we are allies of the movement, the silver short squid movement, and we want them to succeed. But we have to send the signals. So understand that they're going to be deflationary pressure mixed with inflationary, and the market will be extremely hard in terms of timing, extremely hard. So if you want to follow all those crypto YouTubers, follow those who can take you to a good port when the markets in the crypto markets are crashing, because it is possible that we may see a crash in the cryptocurrency markets. So far it looks like cryptocurrencies are going to retest its record highs, and the level I was asking for Bitcoin to do that was the level Bitcoin has already passed. It was at 42k area, and after that I said that if Bitcoin goes above this level, everything is possible for Bitcoin, and this is what is going to happen. Most likely Bitcoin is going to test this level, and let's see what happens next. The thing is that crude oil not following the story of inflation here is very telling for me, and so we have different signals from crude oil, from the precious metals. The markets were pressing higher because good levels of employment, but the fatigue is here for the market, and the level of employment was disappointing because it was less than 50% of what the market was expecting today from the creation of employment. So the market is warning potentially that it's getting tired. And above that, we have the story of the Federal Reserve tapering, which means that the Federal Reserve may continue to increase interest rate, and they have been doing operations with reverse repo operation, which is taking liquidity out of the market in the size of $1 trillion US. So the Federal Reserve is very active, giving mixed signals to the market, and the market is playing the game that the Fed won't taper with bad news, so let's continue going up. This is the game that the market is playing, and it's a very dangerous game. So now we have all these signals, and I recommend stay completely flexible for what is to come. And that's it. I hope you enjoy this update, and please stay with me in the next week, because I'm going to publish new updates every week. Thank you very much.